Hey everybody, Matt Brown here from Matt Brown's Guitar Studio in Chicago in the band Dead Parade. I'm going to teach you Oh Darling by the Beatles on bass in this one. So this one is a ballad, 12/8 kind of style ballad in the key of A major. And every string on our bass is going to be tuned to standard tuning. So let's check out the main part, the beginning of the song. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to tell you the guitar chords and then kind of explain a little bit of the theory behind why he's doing what he's doing in this bass line. So let's look at all of that. So the lead-in chord that the guitar plays here is an E augmented chord, and then the form starts with the Oh Darling, lyrics. So the first chord in the first measure is an A chord. The second measure we're going to play an E chord. Measure 3 is an F sharp minor chord. Then the next chord in measure 5 is going to be the D chord. Then what we have, the next two measures are sort of split bar type deals. You have a B minor to E, then B minor to E again. So two measures there of that. Then you've got the A to D chord and split bar there, and then an E to end it, and then the form repeats again. So you might want to, take some notes on that if you got, pen and paper, or I'm sure you're at your computer. So go about it that way. So now I'll kind of break down the bass line and show you why he's doing what he's doing. So it's kind of a bluesy formula type bass line that he's using here. So the idea that he's doing is the root note of the chord, whatever the chord is, in this case A. And then what he's going to do is hammer on from the 5th of the chord to the 6th of the chord, like, and then coming back to the 5th. So is the riff there. So what you have is the A at the 5th fret, then you're doing a hammer on from 7 to 9, coming back to 7, and then what he's doing is a walk up chromatically to the next chord, which is E. So what he's doing is, so that's 4, 5, 6, 7. So then what we're going to play over the E chord is, so there you have your 7th fret, your E note. Like I said, you're playing the 5th of the up to the 6th of the chord, then back to the 5th again. So then over the F sharp minor chord, that formula changes. He's just kind of playing like arpeggio tones over this chord. So what he does is root note there at the 9th fret, hammers up to the 3rd of the chord at the 12th fret, comes back again. Then some little, like ghost notes. He plays an A and then an E, so 5th fret to open. So over the D chord, he does this. So what he's doing here is hammering on from the 2nd to the 3rd of the chord and going up to the 5th. Then you have the B minor to the E measure, so he goes. So just playing a power chord over the B, E, and then its 3rd of its chord, then that repeats, and then what you have is this kind of signature ending here, though. So what this is, to start with, is your A major scale. You have 5, 5, 5, then 5, 7, 4, and now you're to the D chord. So we have D, 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 so 5, 5, 5, and then we're going to go 5, 6, 7, and now we're back to an A chord, and we're going to come down the A major scale now. 7, 7, 7, 7, 6, 4, 7. All right. So that takes care of our first verse. The other verses are played pretty much the same, with one exception, the transition to the B section. So let's talk about that now. So what you want to do is get a slight increase of volume going on here. So what we're doing is a slightly different fill. We're doing the beginning's the same, 5 5 5 5 7 4. Then this we're going 5 5 5 5 4 7. And then what we're doing is the transition to the next part, which is 5 5 5 5 5 5 7 7 8 9 9 7. All right. So now we are to the B section. Let's check that out. Okay, so let's talk about the chords with this part. Measure 1 of this, we have a D chord. Second measure of this part, we have an F chord. And then the next measure, we have an A chord and also an A chord in the bar after that. So 2 measures of A. Then the next chord, what we're doing is we're playing a B chord for 2 measures. That, for you 3 people, would be the secondary dominant chord in relation to the 5 chord, a 5 of 5 as they call it. And then predictably you go to the 5 chord E, and then you've got F back to E, so you've got a split measure of E and F back to E. So pretty much what he's doing here is just playing the root notes of the D chord, walking up chromatically to the F. So there he's just playing the F root note up here and then going into a power chord shape for the F chord down here. With the A, we're doing a real common walking bass thing where we're going 0, 2, 3, 4. Usually that's going to lead to a D chord, but he keeps going with the A chord. Kind of to bring back that original theme, which is kind of real smart of him here. That's the little walk up he does to get to the B chord. It's 8, 9, 7, 9. And then out of this B chord, just playing the arpeggio to start with, and then we're going to go do this sliding up to 11 type deal, and that happens again. And then we have the, which is just the root and third of the E chord, 7 and 11, and then the same thing with the F. So that's 8 and 12 there, and then ending with the E note back to the verse. So the ending, what happens is what you have is kind of like the walk up is instead of doing the, what they do is they just end the song. So what you get is, so with that ending there is the B flat to A, the flat 2 chord to the 1 chord, very common kind of blues type ending. So yeah, the Beatles, they draw on, all the kind of popular styles that were happening at the time. So a lot of that in the bass playing here. So if you would like the tabs for this song, please consider becoming a Patreon member, and through that you'll get access to my entire transcription library, including this song. If you just want this song, though, just email me. And please subscribe, please maybe leave a comment, give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff. And thanks a lot for watching. So I'm Matt Brown from Matt Brown's Guitar Studio and the band Dead Parade, and I'll see you all around for more bass and guitar lessons. Thanks a lot.